There's a big story that's coming in from the line of control even as we speak. And, you know, Pakistan clearly cannot be trusted. It just shows on ground. Pakistan provokes along the line of control. And this is artillery fire that Pakistan has opened. And it's artillery in direct firing mode in Akhnoor, in Rajouri, and along the international border in the Ranbir Singhpura sectors. There's been an explosion that's been reported in Baramulla. We are told that a suspicious drone has been shot down. Pakistan violates ceasefire along the line of control in Palawala sector in Jammu. Clearly, as we knew better, Pakistan cannot be trusted. Pakistan army cannot be trusted. Pakistan agreed to a ceasefire. This is the deceit I am talking about. Pakistan just cannot be trusted. 3:30 Pakistan's DGMO calls up our DGMO and then seeks a ceasefire and then says 1700 hours we will have a ceasefire. And now at 8:30 in, you know, just in 4 hours from now, from 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, so 3.5 hours, Pakistan is violating ceasefire already. Just a country that can never be trusted. Kamaljeet Kaur Sandhu joins me on this India Today special broadcast. Kamal, bring us details. And clearly, I am so glad, whether it's that bulletproof jacket or helmet that has to be kept on standby when you deal with the state sponsor of radical Islamist terror.
Absolutely. What we're talking about is the preparedness, and that is what is actually being seen on ground, whether the ceasefire stands or doesn't stand. But it's been a test of fire, especially for Indian forces, especially at a time where Pakistan has tested our restraint. So this is where what we can tell you that there is a blackout now in several parts, including Rajouri, where we are standing. But clearly, as far as there are certain inputs coming in about explosions, but we have to verify them, especially from our government sources. But clearly, at this point of time, what we're looking at is an unprecedented situation which was present in a couple of days ago, and this is where a sigh of relief coming in from various quarters, especially in regards to the announcement. Now, whether that's going to stand for the line of control, that now needs to be seen. And
no, clearly Pakistan cannot make that distinction. Pakistan cannot be permitted. That's a very important point you're making, Kamal. That's a very, very important point you're making. But right now, that violation of ceasefire is continuing, not just along the line of control, but also the international border. Are you saying that Pakistan is trying to make that distinction between international border, that it will follow ceasefire along the international border, but line of control is a different story? Are we to understand that Palawala sector, that's at the international border? But describe to us, is that the distinction that Pakistan is seeking to make? Okay, give me a moment. Clearly, Pakistan, and if you go by history, you would know Pakistan can just not be trusted. We've seen that. You know, when that Lahore bus journey was happening, Karwai Aman was the name of that bus journey to Lahore, and all of us were covering that Karwai Aman. And then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he went, and this was supposed to be new history being written between these two countries. That was the time that Pakistan army was infiltrating on the Kargil heights. And just 3 months later, that was February when Vajpayee went, February 1999, March, April, May, 6th of May, Pakistan was beheading our young soldiers, Lieutenant Saurav Kalia and 6 other soldiers of the 4th Battalion of the Jat Regiment. This was in Kargil. In Batalik, Pakistan did this just 4 days later. And then there were ceasefire violations on the 9th of May in 1999. It was targeting our ammunition dumps. That's a long history of Pakistan stabbing India in the back, and we've chronicled it all in our lifetimes. I want to bring in India Today's Sunilji Bhatt, who joins us from Jammu. Sunilji, I believe there have been a series of ceasefire violations, not just along the LC, but also along the international border. What details can you get us?
Gaurav, Hours after ceasefire was announced by India and Pakistan, Pakistan has once again resorted to ceasefire violations along the line of control in Rajouri district, in many subsectors in Rajouri district, as well as along the India-Pakistan international border in Akhnoor sector. That's what the reports are coming from these areas. Although the army hasn't issued any official statement yet, but our local sources are saying that there has been ceasefire violations in these sectors and subsectors. As I said, that there has not been any official word from the army yet, but our local sources have confirmed that there is ceasefire violation going on, and it proves that we need to be very cautious while dealing with Pakistan. Pakistan can never be trusted because the history says that Pakistan has betrayed India time and again. Remember when the then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee with high hopes went to Pakistan in a bus to Lahore. Lahore Declaration was announced, and what happened after that? Kargil happened after that. So
no, and that wasn't the only instance.
Modi, when he assumed
we called
office
Pervez Musharraf, that military dictator. That military dictator was, when he came to India, we gave him recognition as president of Pakistan, and then our parliament was attacked. Then in 2004, he promised that Pakistani soil will not be used for terror against India. That was the time that terrorists were being trained to target us. And in 2006, 200 people, can you imagine? 200 people were massacred in serial blasts in Mumbai trains. I covered those serial blasts in Mumbai trains. That was the time which is seen as this golden period between Manmohan Singh and Pervez Musharraf. There was this so-called 4-point peace plan for Kashmir, and then there was this conversation about making Siachen Glacier the mountain of peace. That was the time that Pakistan army was training Ajmal Amir Kasab and 9 other terrorists to wage war against India, and they were launched on 26/11 Mumbai wearing kalavas, given identity card with Hindu names to propagate the theory, that false theory of Hindu terror. That was Pakistan's doing in 26/11. Did Pakistan stop after that? It made several commitments, but it continued to bleed us, whether it was the German bakery blast subsequently or the Zaweri Bazaar blast. Then when they stopped targeting us here, they went and started targeting us in Afghanistan. We lost a defense attaché. We lost a senior diplomat. They targeted our consulates in Kandahar in Afghanistan. Did they stop after that? No, they did not. They continued to bleed us. Gurdaspur was burning. Pakistani terrorists infiltrated and targeted Gurdaspur. 2016, they targeted Pathankot. Then they targeted Nagrota, they targeted Uri, and then after Uri and Nagrota, it was Udhampur, it was Srinagar. There were multiple terror attacks, including Pulwama in 2019. So please understand, Pakistan remains a state sponsor of radical Islamist terror, and this military jihad complex has to be not defeated, but decimated. That's the only way. That Prithviraj Chauhan syndrome, you leave Muhammad Ghori today, he will come back the next year. There will be another battle of Tarai, and then the history of this civilization, it changed in the past. God forbid, this radical Islamist terror needs to be punished and decimated.